What's up, YouTube? Flash Speaks back, man. Tonight we got game two here in Philadelphia against the Toronto Raptors. After that game one beatdown of the Toronto Raptors. And I got to talk about this guy right here, Nicki Nurse. And normally, man, I don't get into this kind of stuff, but I think this situation is warranted. And it's because, man, I've been hearing pretty much ever since it was established that the Sixers are playing, the Toronto Raptors, I kept hearing, they have the advantage in the coaching department. For some reason, man, Doc Rivers gets a real bad rap. People just shitting on him. I not get it, man. Old Clipper fan base. I understand situations where, supposedly he has the most, gave up the most 3-1 leads, and people have a way, for some reason they like to blame coaches for that. I guess I'm a little different in that, like, I kind of blame players. Just give you an example. Sometimes a coach can go into a game plan. Like, for example, when we play Toronto's game plan is very simple. Let's not let Joel Embiid beat us. Let's not let James Harden take over the game. So what they'll do, more so than with Harden, they'll just double Joel Embiid. Let's just double him, and we expect the other guys to step up. Okay, so if Doc Rivers knows that, then let's say he tells Joel Embiid, hey, listen, you're going to have to go and make these passes to shooters who are going to be open because they're going to double and triple you. Last game, Doc Rivers' strategy worked. Why? Because Tyrese Maxey was knocking down his threes. Tobias Harris was knocking down his threes. James Harden and George Niang was knocking down his threes. And because of that, the Sixers were able to win with Embiid scoring 19 points. But just imagine if the shooters are off. Then all of a sudden we hear, Nick Nurse outcoached, Doc Rivers. But in reality, Doc Rivers told the team what to do, but the shooters weren't making their shots. But geniuses out here just say, he wasn't prepared to deal with it. Right? That's just the way it goes out here. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm here to talk about this man right here, man. Like, I'm disappointed in this man. I went to his press conference after the game, and I'm not gonna just totally, go off on him. He was praising the Sixers here and there. He liked the energy, He gave Harden some praise, so on. I mean, he wasn't bitching as bad as Ernie Bickerstaff or as bad as Ty Lue, another overrated dude who won because of LeBron James. Okay. And Kyrie Irving, who won because of those guys. But he's supposedly so much better than Doc Rivers, too. This guy, Nick Nurse, he has a title. And a lot of it had to do with Kawhi Leonard making one of the greatest in the game miraculous shots ever. The 4 bounces on the rim. All right. But he's a genius. Whatever. I know that. But listen to this here comment from Nick Nurse, man. Bitching about Embiid and players getting in foul trouble. Like I've heard, they said Van Fleet got in foul trouble early on, and people think that, it's mysterious and all this other stuff. Dude, I'm watching fouls that they've called that we supposedly fouled, like Trent. It was this ridiculous foul call they called. And there's many times when Harden is driving, they don't call a foul. Like, the people let Harden get hammered. Right? It's just this thing. But this is what happens. When you lose, you start, bitching. Let's listen, man.
Well, our counter is we gotta believe that if we're legal defensively, that they're gonna call those. Right? Like, we had a couple times where we beat him to the spot and he bowled us.
How is that a counter to what the Sixers are doing? That now you go to the referees if we're legal defensively. And this is one thing too, man. It's unfortunate what happened to Scotty Barnes, right? But I got to tell you, right? You're playing against a 7'2", damn near 300-pound player in Joel Embiid. Okay? This is what you're doing. This is what you're playing against. The Toronto Raptors like to go with this strategy of we're going to just double this guy all day. And I guess he thinks Embiid is supposed to sit there and just look helpless. All right, well, what if Embiid does attack your double team and decides to make basketball moves? And your guys are an inch away from his elbow, and an inch away from his shoulder, an inch away from his knees, an inch away from his feet. What the hell do you think is going to happen? If your strategy is, okay, we're going to be physical with a guy that's bigger than me, sometimes you're going to get knocked on your ass. You don't walk up to a mountain or to a wall and bang your head up against the wall and then get mad at the wall or the mountain. No, you get mad at the fool who banged his head up against the mountain. And this is not gonna stay Scotty Barnes. I really hope he does come back and win because I want Toronto completely healthy when we whoop their ass.
It over and they just let him lay it in. If I don't care if you're 5'11" and 160 pounds, if you beat him to the spot and he runs you over, it's a foul.
Joker, if your whole strategy is you trying to get charges and you're just gonna be falling and all of that kind of stuff, that can go either way with charges. Like, to me, that's not great defense, taking charges. I know some people, that's what they have to do when they feel helpless. They can't really stop a guy. But if this is the game he's playing right now. He wants to put it in the minds of the officials. Okay, we want to go out there and just, try to flop and get charges. And, we want you to call those. That's really what Nick Nurse is doing.
I thought he threw 3 or 4 elbows to the face. He got called for 1. Okay, we're gonna
3 to 4 elbows to the face. Oh man, this one. He said you ought to be throwing 3 to 4 elbows to the face. Joker, you trying to play physical? You're the one deciding. All right, we're gonna go in here and play physical against this team, and this team is bigger than you. Your biggest guy is 6'8". What you think is gonna happen? What you think? Embiid not allowed to be physical because he big? Come on, man. See this type of stuff.
And in there. But we just need, if we're legal defensively, then we got to have them called or we don't have a chance. Period. You don't.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? He knows he don't have a chance, man. Toronto Nation, your coach just said you don't have a chance. Unless, you can go in there and double team a guy and just expect that guy to just sit there and just pass the ball or be afraid of your double team.
Nobody can guard that guy. If
somebody get this man a tissue, man, please.
You're gonna let him run. They're just gonna let him run you over, time and time again.
Yo, this boy is crazy, man.
But we're gonna stand in there and we'll see if we don't get a few more elbow to the face calls and a few more beating them to the spot calls.
Yeah, if you want to talk about who's the better coach, who's better at bitching and crying, yeah, I give it to Nick Nurse. I give it to Nick Nurse, man. Yeah, Embiid, man, do you? They want to be physical with you. You want to be physical with somebody that's 7'2", 300 pounds. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, man. Yeah, he got elbows, he got shoulders and all that. How about keep your face away from his elbows and his shoulders, man? How about that?
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Ryan. Neil, go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Coach. Stephen Curry can kind of tilt the floor with when he does on that basketball court. When you have an MVP candidate in Joel Embiid, you have former MVP in James Harden, then you have Max, who was 4 or 5 from the field in the first quarter. He had 10 points really quick. He had 36 points over 3 quarters. When you have all 3 of those players tilting the floor, warping.
Don't forget about Tobias Harris dropping 26. I know we like to forget about him, but it was 4 dudes.
The floor. How much of a nightmare can that be to scheme for moving forward in this series?
Yeah, listen, tonight it was tough, right? Again, those guys were all cooking on all cylinders, made every play, right? We certainly are going to need to guard Harden and Maxey better than we did tonight. A little bit better challenges, hang in a little bit better on the drives, and take a look.
The problem is, man, Toronto is a good defensive team, but their defense is more so in the front court, especially if Barnes is out. Now you got Trent and Van Fleet, Chubster, trying to play defense, man, against Maxey and Harden. That's going to be tough, man.
Look at that, but again, I think you got a lot of schemes going for Embiid, and there's going to be some other guys out there making plays, and they're not considered a really good team. They got an NBA team. They got a lot of guys out there that can shoot and make plays. And
yeah, see you tonight, Nicki Nurse. But somebody, please, man, get this man a tissue. And don't make sure you don't use the whole box, because you got to save some for Van Fleet, because he was bitching and crying as well. Till the night, man. Peace.